Well, I started to do my makeup and I decided why not film it? Because today is the last day of the Priceline conference here in Perth, and I've decided to do a makeup inspired by Priceline. And if you're going to do that, there's only one colour you can use, and that of course is pink. So I'm going to do a monochromatic makeup, which is all pink today, but it's going to be really simple and really easy. So what I've done already is I have moisturised, I've cleansed and everything, I've moisturised, and I've put on a primer, and I've mixed some illuminator in it, so it's a cream that's got a bit of a shimmer, and I've applied that to my face. I don't know if you can see a bit of a sheen, but I've applied that as my base, and I've also moisturised my neck. So, and I started to do concealer, so I'm doing an easy, quick makeup that you can do at home very simply. So all I've done is I've put some eye cream on. Now I have put on, I do like, for me, so I'm an older, more mature, sophisticated lady, so I've put I like a bit of moisture around my eye, so I've put, it's not really about brands, but I'll show you a bit of the old Nivea. I do love that cream, and it gives me a gorgeous feel around my eye because I don't like to feel dry or taut, so I've used that as a base, and then I've put on a concealer, and I'll go ahead and do this one. So there are so many YouTubers out there that have so many different ways and so many different techniques. Do you know what? You find the technique that's right for you. If you want to use your finger like I'm doing now, go ahead. If you want to use a sponge, you do it. If you want to use a makeup brush, go ahead. Whatever you want to do, because it's your makeup. Just because somebody says you need this particular thing to fit, you don't. You find the right best thing for you to get the best look for you. So I'm doing a bit of that. I might do some more over here as well again. And when you're filming, it's always a little bit different. But I like to put on concealer around my eye, and this concealer is slightly lighter than the foundation that I will use. So what you want to do is you want to bring, luminosity to the eye area. You want to keep that as light as possible because you're going to add something. So I like to do that first. Okay, and if you want, you can, spot some other things, but it's quick. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to put that around my eye, and that's it. Okay, next step is foundation. So I'm going to use a foundation that has a treatment in it because I found one that I really love, and I like to apply it with my sponge. So it's going to go straight on, simple, all over. You can do the pat it in if you want. You can, like I said, do whatever you want, but make sure that you get the right color for you. And the right color for you is the color that when you test it on, it should disappear. Okay? If it disappears when you sort of step back a bit, then that's the right color. However, if you want to be a bit more porcelain, then go a shade lighter. But if you want a bit more of a sun-kissed look, go a shade darker. Mix it up. And sometimes what I do as well, I might get my foundation and I might mix a bit of moisturizer with it to give it a bit of a lighter feel. But yeah, that looks quite good. Make sure you blend it well and cover all the bits that you need to cover. And so pretty easy and simple. I like a sponge to apply because it just feels nice for me. Sometimes I use my fingers. And then what I do is I always finish off, I do actually finish off with a brush. So I like to use this brush here, but whatever brush you've got, just to give it a bit of a, make sure that you've got all the areas covered, because you want a nice even base, don't you? And we like to cover all those little imperfections, don't we? Blurs it out. Okay. Right, I'm happy with that. Okay. So next step I'm going to do is I do things a little bit different, and because I haven't got time, so I always like to wear a liquid liner. Now, most people put their liquid liner on at the end. I put it on now. And the reason I do that, because I've got creams on, right? The reason I do that is because if I make a mistake, I can fix it. See, if you wear creams and you use creams, you can sort of move it around a bit. But once you put your cream on and then you maybe powder it and then make a mistake, you can move it around a bit. So it doesn't look as good. So that's why I do it now. It's easier. I can put it on and I can easily fix it if I want to. So I'm going to go in. Right, so I'm going to go in with my liquid liner. And I just bring it across like that. So if I make a mistake, all I can do is get a cotton tip and I clean it up. It's just easier. It's easier to get it where you want it. And I let it dry like that. Now, what else I do is I don't go all the way in for the day, because what I find is that, I'm a very busy person. I'm very busy and I'm in and out of the car, and, wind and all sorts of things happen. And then sometimes my eyes or hay fever might hit, my eyes might water. So if I've got lots of it around on the inner eye, it moves if my eyes water, and then you're left with this big gap that's harder to fix up. So I try and keep minimal there throughout the day, depending how I feel. So just take it and go along. Pretty simple. It's hard to do this and talk, I've got to say, but okay. Get it as best I can. Okay. And also, mature lady, I need a magnifying mirror, so that's what I'm using now to have a good look. So it's hard to see properly at this stage. Yeah. So I just do that, get that happening. I'm quite happy with that. And then the next stage I'm going to do is, because it's about the pink, I want to get all my creams done before I do powder. So I thought what I would do is I would use something a little bit different around my eye area, because I actually don't have this colour in an eye pencil. So I'm just choosing, because I've got two different ones, I'm going to use a lip liner around my eye area. Okay, so this is a new lip liner that I've got, and it's in pink, of course, and I'm going to take it at the bottom of my, just going to flip that over again, of my eye. So you'll see, I'm going to take that in. So this is very creamy. It is a lip liner, and it is a new one, because you've got to be careful about what you put around your eye area, right? So I'm making sure that it's nice and clean, and I'm going to do this side now. So it's a pink lip liner. And just at the bottom of the lid is where we want it. On the outer, yeah? And I might just move that along a bit. Okay. And I'm just making the eye taut so I get all the little bits in there. So you can see I'm really going for the pink as much as I can here. Okay, right. So now that I've done that, what I'm going to do is powder. And the reason I powder, why we use powder, is we want to set our makeup. So we have to make sure before we powder that we use all the cream formulas that we want to use. So I'm not going to use any more creams. I might go back in with the lip liner, but it's all about the powder from now on. So I like to use a very generous amount of loose powder, and I love the powder puffs that come with it. Now I've pulled my hair back. This powder does go everywhere because it's a loose powder, but anywhere that I put my foundation, I like to apply my loose powder over the top of it. So what it does, it sets your foundation and it leaves your skin feeling very comfortable. I'll do under there a little bit. So now that I have pressed my powder in everywhere, I'm just going to leave it for a bit. I need to set this underneath my eye. So what I do is I get the same loose powder and I apply it directly onto the pink eyeliner, lip liner / eyeliner. And what this will do is this will set my line. So anything that you put on, like particularly under the eye area, can move throughout the day, okay? So whatever you put there, a crayon or whatever it is, make sure that you set it with some powder, and that way you'll see that it stays, okay? If you don't, the cream will heat up throughout the day and it'll move. This will help it stay in place. So just put it on as close to the waterline as you can, okay? As close as you can without it, you know, getting into your eye. And I have put lots of moisture under, you know, lots of emollient products under my eye, so I can take this without being too, okay? And I'm just going to leave it there, okay? Now you've seen I've put the powder, the loose powder everywhere, but really, you know, it sort of does tend to, you know, fade away and go into your foundation, and it feels beautiful. So what I do is I just buff that away. Okay, now this loose powder goes everywhere, and I've got my hair back, but what I'm going to do is when I'm finished my makeup, I'll redo my hair, because and you know, obviously change my top, because what'll happen is there's going to be loose powder and everything in my hair. So I'm going to do that. Okay, that's good. So I'm happy with that. Okay, so I put that under the eye, and what I've done, you would have heard in all the tutorials that you've seen of a word called baking. And baking is basically what I've done here and what I've done on my face. I'm baking it. I'm setting my cream formulas with a powder formula. So it's like it's been invented now, but it's been around since the beginning of makeup, really. You know, everyone knows you use the cream, you set it with powder, okay? So I'm going to let that sit there for a bit and let it bake. But what I like to do now is I like to actually put some illuminator on now. So everyone does it sort of at the end. You can do, look, let's just say it. Makeup, you know, there's rules, but there's no rules. You do what you want to do, the way you want to do it. I like to put this on now. Bit of the old shimmer there. Can you see that? I like to do it at this step. Remember, this is a quick makeup. You can always do it again later. There's no right or wrong. I've heard some women go, oh no, you shouldn't do that. You know what? You do what you want to do. If it works for you, great. This way works for me. I like to put on a bit of shimmer first. And then I'm going to, even though it's about the pink, I am going to warm up the complexion. So when you start doing contour and things like that and bringing angles to the face, it makes you more elongated. So you'll see I'll do this. It brings the face in, and which is fine, but as you get older you want to relax a little bit on it, because, you know, like, oh, facelift, you know, as you get older things start to sag, you get wrinkles and all of those things, which fine, I'm quite fine with the wrinkle and the sagging. I could do without the sagging, but it's a part of life. 54, hey, you know what? A little bit of sagging, a little bit of wrinkles, I'm so happy. I'd rather be 54 and healthy and happy and have a few wrinkles, hey? So that's why we wear makeup, to help us feel a bit better. Isn't that right? So you see a little bit just helps define a little bit, but not too much, I think, because it can bring a severity. And I also want it to be about the pink, but this is just to bring a bit of definition to the face. Okay, that's it. Now, what I'm going to do is the pink. And what I'm going to use a blush actually. I'm going to use a pink blush on my face and on my eyes. So I've already powdered everywhere, right? So I'm not going to worry about a base too much, but I just want to make sure that the lids are respected. And I've got lots of loose powder there. And so I'm not going to worry about the lid so much, but I am going to focus on this area here. So as you get older, these, I call them the blinds, these areas of the eye, tend to come down. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to concentrate on this area here, whatever you're applying. So I'm going to concentrate here, but before I do that, I'm going to dust away my powder that's on my eye line, just to move it on a bit. I might intensify it later, but that feels quite comfortable. And what I'll do is the leftover, I'll just dust it on there. Okay, now for the magic time. So what you do is you get yourself a brush, and you apply your product on there. And you can do this with any colour, but today's pink for me. And okay, we'll do the cheek first. So I'm just going to apply lots of pink. And if it's too much, no problem, just puff it away. But it's not too much. Okay, and then what we're doing, get more on the brush, and then we hit the eye just there like that. Okay? So all we're doing is we're putting blush here and here. Okay? And if you're not happy, I can't really see properly in this mirror. Yeah, that's it. See what I'm talking about? That's all we need to do. And it looks like I put lots of pink eyeshadow on, and I haven't. And it looks like I've spent a lot of time blending, and I haven't. So you see what I mean? You like it? But I do, and it's so simple. And like I said, if I wasn't talking, I'd be finished by now. Okay, so the other side will do. Now the other thing is, don't do this, because you hit it here, it goes down here. Just relax your face and just put your colour where you want. Okay? Then just hit the eye. Now, if you want, you can always press it in like that and just hit that area there. But I want to be as pink as possible. And, I haven't done a cut crease. I haven't done a, get this one. And it's just get your blusher and put it on there. That's it. Simple, simple, stupid. Okay? And around your face, you can fix it up as you go. Okay. Right, well, I'm pretty happy with that. I've got my pink blush on, I've got my pink eyeshadow on, and I am going to add a little bit more definition around the eye area. But before I do that, I'm going to do my eyebrows. So I consider myself a low maintenance type of gal. I don't go for the Botox, I don't go for any of fillers or anything like that. I do like a facial though. I do like a facial every now and again when I've got time, because I'm so flat out all the time. And I go to the hairdresser, and I love makeup. I love the whole industry. But one thing I do is I get my eyebrows attended to, because it makes me feel amazing. And the person that I go to, Matt Yuko, he's here in Perth in Western Australia. He is fantastic. So he attends to my eyebrows and I love what he does. So all I need to do now is just colour them in a little bit. So I'm not going to do that much to them because remember, quick makeup, I haven't got time. So I'm just going to add a little bit of colour. Maybe I'll even use a bit of an eyebrow. Let's use a bit of an eyebrow pencil as well. I've got so many different types of products that I like to use, but because he does the shape for me, all I like to do is just add in a little bit of colour if I want to. So you can see I've done that, and maybe, you know, make it a bit longer on this side because I like a bit of a long eyebrow. So there you go. I mean, really simple. Simple, simple, simple. Yeah? So I'll do the other side. Just a simple matter of colouring it in. Get your brush, get your colour on there and colour it in. So as you get older, you know, we were always told, I remember, if you've got a grey hair, you know, pluck it out. Because, you know, don't pluck it out because 3 grow in its place. That's right, that's the story. Don't pluck it out because 3 grow in its place. Well, you know what? We're being lied to all this time. You get a grey hair in there, you pluck it out, it doesn't grow back. So you end up with some bald spots. So if you've got any grey eyebrows, get it coloured. Go somewhere. Now, I've talked about Matt, he's awesome, but go to a proper eyebrow specialist, please. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So, very, very simple, huh? Bit of, look, even going in that way. Because he's done such a great job, all I got to do is just colour it in the way I want. I might use the pencil again. Just a bit of everything. Okay, make sure they're sort of the same. Now remember, your eyebrows are not meant to be identical twins. They can be twins, but fraternal ones. Is it fraternal? Is that right? Not identical. And you'll know what I mean if you get a mirror and you do, like, look at yourself in the mirror half and half, you'll see it looks crazy. So they should be similar, but they're never identical because that's not the way it is. So try and get them as even. It's harder on here because sometimes when you film, it looks like... Anyway, I'm happy. Let me have a look. Happy with that. That looks just a little bit longer here, I think. Yeah. So, and what you can do is you just go like that and go like that. Beautiful. Okay. It might not look like it in camera, but they are actually finishing in the same spot. So I'm happy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit more liquid liner. Now I've already got it on there. I don't have to pay too much attention. I'm just going to deepen it up. Just get it. Because I've already got it the way I want it, I'm just going to deepen what I've already got. Okay, whoops. And if you make a mistake, well, doesn't matter. You can fix it up. And I need my sponge to hold my eye. And I'm going to do that. Okay? And over this side as well. Okay. I want to bring a little bit more pink into the bottom line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the blush that I used, but actually prior to that I'm just going to put some more pink on, just to moisten it up just a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to get some pink blusher and go over the top of that. Okay. And we've already done a lot of different powders, but this will I just want a little bit more pink. Okay, yep, I love that. Okay, so I'm happy. So I just want to do one more thing to the eye area, just to give it a little bit more definition, is I'm going to get a black coal and I'm going to work it inside the waterline, just like that. just to give it a little bit more depth. Okay, you see that? Okay, do this one. Okay, yep. Okay, that's looking good. Taking a long time, but really it's really quick. Okay, and then the last thing I want to do is put on, not the last thing on the eye area, I should say, is put on some mascara. So the way I do mascara is I like to put a lots on, but depending on the formula you've got is how you work it. So this one, I go in and I leave it a little bit and then I go back in, okay? So I'm actually superimposing coats on. Now these are my own lashes. I don't have extensions, I don't have false ones or any of that. I use mascara, I love mascara, but what I do is I look after my lashes. So I always take my eye makeup off and I'm always making sure a little bit of my eye cream goes on, conditioning my lashes. Okay, so I've done the bottom a little bit, just a little bit at the bottom, and then I go back in here and I put more in because it gives you the volume and the length that you need. Okay? Go in. And my lips are so dry today. Anyway, what do you reckon? Okay, now the other tip is, I think, a good tip is to apply, if you get them, just before they dry. So if you're happy with the amount of mascara you've got on, what you do, just wait a little bit, okay? And get a wand. You can use your finger for this as well. Get a mascara wand and just hold it. Okay? Just hold it there. Curl it up. The other thing you can do is the other thing you can do is you can heat this up with your hairdryer. When it's a bit warm, go in and hold. Okay? Now, there's nothing wrong with wearing false lashes. If you want to wear false lashes, fantastic. I think for a special occasion, they're awesome. But for every day, I'm low maintenance. A bit of mascara, fantastic. Put a bit more on here. Okay. Go in again. And yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. Got my lips on yet. I haven't got my nails on either. So I've got to do that too before I go. Lucky I'll wake up early. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Just hide there. And I think I will do just a touch more here. Just a little bit. Okay, I'm ready for my lips. I've got my t-shirt on, which I'll show you in a minute. And I've fixed up my hair, and so now we're up to the lips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to obviously do pink, and I'm going to outline the lip in the same lip liner that I used around my eye area. So now, if you're going to line your lips, that you can go over the meniscus if you want a bigger lip look, or inside if you want to shrink down your lips. I'm just going to go where my lip line is because I'm happy with them. The only problem I've got at the moment is my lips are very dry because I haven't drunk enough water. So dehydration comes out straight away in your lips, doesn't it? So anyway, I'm going to use a lip product that's a bit more moisturising on my lips. So first I'm going to line using... Do you know, I met this lady, just thinking about her, and she could line her lips without a mirror. She could just do it like this. Perfection every time. It was unbelievable, actually. So, me, not so good. That. And what a lip liner does, it helps your lipstick, of course, stay on longer. It can prevent any lipstick bleeding. But if you have trouble keeping your lipstick on, colouring your lip with your lip liner, you get a longer lasting colouring that way. So that's what I'm going to do a little bit, because I'm going to be talking so much today, you know. So, you know, I want to make sure my lipstick stays on as long as possible. I'm excited about today, actually. Bit dry. Ooh, not so good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a product that's a balm, so it's a lot more emollient and a lot more moisturising, and it's a lot more comfortable on my lip because it's so dry. And it's beautiful pink. You know what pink does? Pink brightens your complexion. Remember that? You're feeling a bit under the weather or a bit sallow or a bit seedy. Pink's the answer. Look at that. So simple. You can use a lip brush if you want. You can do whatever you want. What I'm going to do is go back in, because I can see feels very moist. Lovely. So I'm going to just do another one on the top, just a bit of something, because that other one actually stains your lips. So again, a longer colouring to the lip. Okay, I like it. Yep, pretty much finished, except one last step. I need to, actually, I'm going to do something else, just another little flourish, but I need to clean that up a bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my lip liner that I've used here and here and here. I'm going to just put a line underneath. Oh, actually, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do that first. Bit of that just underneath, and then blend it through. Just a bit of fun. And then I'm going to get this gorgeous, I've got this powder here, and what it is, it's a holographic powder. So it's a highlighter, but what it gives is a gorgeous pink reflection. So I'm just going to use a little bit just there like that, just with my finger. Look at that, can you see it? It's so pretty. So pretty. You pretty colour. Okay, and then just make sure that pink is sort of blended into the eyebrow. Okay, see difference? Okay, we'll do the same on that one. Just a little, just follow the line of your eyebrow with some pink, like that. Blend it through with a cotton tip, brush, whatever you want. Just a bit of extra fun. Just makeup is fun, hey? Just fun. And then we still need to do the magical holographic powder. Just, it's a gorgeous, look at that. See how it's got like a moire effect. And just, I'll just use my finger just to blend that through. Okay. Do you think I'm pinked enough? Actually, I'm going to take some of that as well and just pop it here. It's sort of a pinky purpley. Ooh. Now, like I said, I'm not joking. This has taken how long to film, I don't know yet, but really 5 minutes. And then just another brush. See? Simple. You don't need to. You can be your own makeup artist. Come on. A little bit there. And there you have. And you could even, if you wanted to, just a little bit here. Catches the light. A little bit here. Why not? And you could, if you wanted to, why not? Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. What do you think? Did I do a good job? I think it's pink. I think it's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so I'm up to the last step of the makeup, and that of course is the finishing spray. So I always use a finishing spray, particularly after powder formulations, because the spray, when it hits the powder, it sets it. So let's go ahead and do that. I love this step, and it feels so beautiful and moisturizing and comfortable. It refreshes you. I actually have it in the car too to refresh my makeup throughout the day. But what else it does, it has moistened my lashes a little bit. So I'll just take a brush and just make sure that they stay, let them dry like that, okay? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I've redid my hair. I have got my pink makeup on. I've got my pink jewellery on, pink nails. I do have to do another coat of nails, but that's okay. I'll do that before I go. And of course, I've got my pink t-shirt on, the Priceline Sisterhood Foundation, Help Us Help Women, fantastic cause. And if you're not in the Priceline Sister Club, you should, because you get some amazing offers and discounts. And of course, I've got my lanyard, because if I didn't have my Priceline lanyard on, I wouldn't be allowed in today. So anyway, it's been awesome. So I hope they like my makeup today. And I want to thank Priceline for having me there. It's been a great time, and I look forward to today as well. So thank you, Priceline. And I also want to say to you, thanks for watching. And if you could subscribe, if you could like, share. What else could you do? Oh, comment. I'd love a comment. Thank you. And I look forward to doing more videos for you. They're going to be easy, simple makeups. And I'm going to focus on the more mature woman, which is, of course, me. Anyway, have a great day. Thanks again for watching.